welcome to another episode of Dos and a Half Cincos. This is episode number 62. This week we cover.
This just sounds like a sleepy time episode. The way you said that, like,
I
welcome,
think it is.
welcome to Dos and a Half Cinco's nap time. I'm your host, David Chen.
In this
can we
week's
have-
episode, brought to you by Chamomile Sleepy Time Tea.
Can we have like smooth jazz in the background during this? Like a smooth jazz opening?
No. We could just play the smooth jazz version of the Street Sharks thing.
Is there one?
I don't know. It sounds like we
No.
just have to slow it down. We'll try it. But yeah, in this week's episode, we cover
I'm
the
Stuart.
thing as part of what?
Ben.
Spooktober.
And Ben.
As well as Street Sharks Season 3, Episode 26. But before we get into it, as always, I'm your host, David.
Oh, I thought you were gonna blast right past this part. I'm
Mm-mm.
Stuart.
I already said my piece.
So, but before we go ahead and jump into all the regular goodness stuff, there is one piece of movie news I did want to cover. Yesterday was Halloween, and unfortunately, on that day, we did lose a huge movie icon. Sean Connery passed at the age of 90 yesterday.
No.
You may know him from great films as a lot of the James Bond films, right? So, and Hunt for Red October, as
The
The
Rock.
Rock. I mean,
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
He did everything, right? I think he
Almost
Jeopardy.
Lord of the Rings.
almost
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings. What was that?
He turned it down because he thought it was dumb.
Who would he have played?
Oops. Gandalf.
Gandalf.
No.
Mhm.
And then he was like, I think he said at one time that was like the biggest like regret of his career.
Of his entire. That's stupid. No one wants to watch that.
That's for a bunch of nerds.
Says the man who was in Highlander, right?
That's true. Yeah, but that's like Scottish like ancestry or something. So
Scottish nerds. Ancient Scottish nerds.
but yeah. Sean Connery trivia.
I'll take anal bomb covers.
It pays how much?
I'll take the rapist for 500.
Damn, R.I.P.
Oh man, what a weekend. But did you guys do anything for Halloween at all?
Do you guys go trick or treating?
No, I had candy, but I just ate all of it because I don't want to hand out things to kids. Kids have germs. Kids have coronavirus.
Kids are gross.
We built a barricade to our doorway so no one would approach our door.
Mostly with signs that say, "We don't have candy. Go away."
We have.
Why is there a
COVID,
bowl
go
of candy
away.
out here?
I don't know. We don't have any candy.
You better
These are
not take any though.
All right.
I
So
bought a bunch of candy and then got no trick or treaters. So now there's just a bunch of candy.
Yeah, same. I bought 250 pieces of candy, and I think maybe 2 kids showed up.
I bought like originally I bought like 250, but then like we
Put
got
it
like
back.
another 150, and then
Jesus.
0 people came. So
Oh my god. Oh
you
man,
guys
this is
usually
so
get a lot of
terrible.
trick-or-treaters?
no,
Oh, Stu, is
But-
this an excuse to have candy around?
no. But I thought this time it would be because I had seen some of my neighbors like they have like kids, so I figured, oh, okay, because before I never noticed that they had kids, and so this time I noticed that they had kids, so I was like, oh, okay, I'll get some candy, and then no one showed up, so
Maybe you should have been pelting candy at random passerbys.
I don't even think the Postmates guy took any candy.
He's like, why would I
Like,
want this
just
candy?
take the candy. It's good stuff.
What kind of candy did you have, Stu?
Whoppers and not Twix, Kit Kat, Skittles, Starburst, sour worms.
Damn.
Any caramels?
No caramels. What do you mean, like the old people candy?
I don't know. It's just a terrible joke. All right.
You would, you old fart.
Where do there's caramels?
Yeah.
They're the
I don't
best.
even get this joke. This is how much is going over my head.
See, Ben, old people like hard candies
Always had
that
it
are
in their pockets.
they're really loud. And they like to open them in movie theaters.
This does sound like
Yeah.
David.
Welcome to Dos Nafsingos, where Ben's a millennial and doesn't know anything.
Oh,
Hi, guys.
technically, we're all millennials.
Shut the hell up. All right, let's move forward.
Just-
Ben, Stu, I know that you guys were able to catch Tenant last week. What was
Woo!
what
I
was the
forgot about
theater
that.
experience like?
Awesome.
Yeah. Real VIP experience.
I had the whole row to myself.
How many people were able to attend?
Including us, it was 6.
6 of us, yeah.
Oh wow, 6 people. You can't really. Normally, how much would that have cost during a non-pandemic year?
6 tickets plus the rest of the theater.
But in terms of like safety scale and all that kind of stuff, like how did you guys feel about that?
I mean, I've been on a plane, so it doesn't really matter to me. So like, yeah, okay, they're doing what they can. Cool. But yeah, better than going on a plane. So
Well, there you have it. Better than a plane. But how was the movie?
it was homework. It was like being assigned a project and that you're not prepared for.
And you only
And
have
it's
2
due.
hours.
Yeah, it's due at the end of the movie.
So it kind of felt a lot like Inception all over again.
No, Inception
No.
was pretty easy to follow.
Yeah, this one is definitely like, even after the movie's over, you're like, wait, I
Wait,
think I get it.
What was that other movie you guys said that was just like time
Primer.
crimes?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I don't think it's as well, yeah, it's not as confusing as Primer.
Right,
Well, actually, I feel like the concept of Primer is easy to get, but
right.
putting it into practice was difficult. Well, actually, no, this also applies to Tenet, so never mind. I take everything back.
You just failed. You failed your project, Ben.
Yeah,
You
you know what?
couldn't come
I'm gonna be real. I still don't fully get the concept. I mean, I just want to seem really smart in front of you guys.
Why would you want that? We always think you're an idiot.
Because this is gonna be my moment.
Even when you say something insightful, we think you're an idiot.
No, guys, this is gonna be the moment. This is gonna be the day, November 1st, 2020, when Ben decides to be Smarty Pants.
Smarty Pants Sumali, that's what they call it.
That's what you wanted us to call him, but we changed it. Okay. So what would you guys give a rating for Tenant?
I feel like I mean, it was a good movie. Like the movie aspects of it, like the acting and the production and everything, the music, the score, I should say, that was all good. But like, still trying to parse like what exactly was going on. So
So do you think this would change knowing what you know now if you were to watch it a second time through or a third time through? How many times do you think it would take? For you
I don't know,
guys to-
probably 2 or 3 times.
Got it. With your notes, of course, right?
Yeah, I'd have to be taking notes this time
Okay.
to have somewhere to make a diagram, like a whiteboard or something.
All right. But if you had to give a score, what would it be?
I'll give it an 8 because it's like I don't know what it is with Christopher Nolan and these types of scenes, but I don't like how he does them. And I don't want to do spoilers, but I'll liken it to the Dark Knight Rises. At the the big climax fight where it's like all the police officers against all the criminals, and it's supposed to be this big fight. And I don't know. I just don't think it's done very well. But other than that, um,
You know, I kind of side with you on that specific note. I think I know what scene you're talking about,
right,
and it was a bit. It was very chaotic, and it seems like he had everything planned out, but it still was so chaotic that I wasn't really sure what was going on.
right. So I mean, in that fashion, I feel like he should leave that. If he's trying to do some big scene like that, he should leave it to like hire someone else to do that part because he can do everything else.
Oh, he can set the mood and all the other stuff, but the actual choreographed fight scene needs to be
Someone
Mm,
else.
yeah.
okay.
Well, in terms of like big fight scenes, I
Yeah,
would say. I think like
big.
small.
Yeah, one-on-one combat, fine, or small party combat. If it's large-scale combat, he needs someone else.
All
Yeah,
right, so
1 to 4
Christopher
players is
Nolan,
good.
stick to your lane.
Yeah,
Stay in your lane. One-on-one fights is fine. You might be able to get away with two.
two v
Any more than
two, maybe even 3v3
The
or
battle
free for all.
royale, you've gone too far.
that. Grand scale battles and stuff. Okay. Um. So what else have you guys seen besides The Thing and Street Sharks episode 26? Ben, I know that you typically do a movie every Friday. So what did you guys do this week?
We actually went out on a limb and watched this foreign film called One Cut of the Dead. It was a foreign film I heard a
Oh,
while ago.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, like it got a good amount of buzz going around it. You know, it was probably mentioned like a few times in news cycles, right? And everyone was talking about it and said it was amazing, and it just like kind of disappeared, and I haven't heard about it in a while. And then my friend brought it up and said, "Hey, we should give it a shot." I'm like, "All right, sure." So let me tell you, it came out in 2017. I am really mad I didn't watch it right away. Like, this movie is seriously contender for my favorite film of maybe like 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. Like, there's just, oh man, I want to say so many things about it, but I don't want to say anything about it at all because of what it's about.
Okay.
I
Stu,
think I think I know what it's about, and I think
uh-huh.
that I think I got you pegged, Ben. I think I know why you like it. The reason why he likes it so
Here we
much
go.
is because
Here
it's
we go.
Japanese.
There it is. There it is. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your
So
resident
is there
weeb.
an extra serving of tentacles with this one?
I mean, it's not
Oh
anime,
boy.
but because it's not anime, it's the closest thing he can get. It's Japanese, so
There it is. There it is. Thanks, ladies and
I
gentlemen. You
am
got
I am as predictable as you are, Ben.
me. But I will say that Stu, I'm not sure if this movie is quite up your alley, but David, I think you and Irene would probably like it a lot. Uh,
Okay.
I don't know. I can't
Is it
recommend this movie enough.
is it appeal to Asian people or
I,
something?
I want
Would
to
I
know.
would I only
So
half like it?
Ben and David, what are your ratings? 10 out of 10. Stu, what'd you get?
5.
5 out of 10.
Man, I just can't give away too much about it.
Okay. I'll watch it and then I'll do a little bit of homework for next week.
Okay, but do not look up anything about the movie. Just go into it completely blind, and I think you're gonna
You
have a
want me
good
to
time.
blind myself before watching it?
How did I know
Yes,
you were
just
gonna make that joke?
yeah. It's like what you do when whenever you play golf, so you can say that's why your score was so high. That's
Oh, you're supposed to get low scores?
How did I know you were going to say that, Stu?
Damn, we're all too predictable.
All
We should
right.
just get an algorithm to
So
write all of our episodes from now on.
actually, what we should do is we should write an episode for each one of one of us will have the assignment of writing an
Right,
episode.
write a script for each other
He's
person.
like, I would never say that, but I'm going to say it
Wowie,
anyways.
wowie,
Man, it sounded so.
zowie.
It sounded so
Yeah, Ben says that all the time.
All right. What about you, Stu? Did you see anything else?
Well, I'm assuming we've all begun watching the Mando.
Oh, I actually haven't got to see the season premiere.
Oh,
Don't,
okay. Well,
no,
this is
no,
what
nope.
happens.
Oh my god, no, no,
Mando's dead.
no.
Yep, Mando's dead.
Ah! Okay.
They recast him, but you can't tell because he has his helmet on all the time.
It's Jim Carrey. You can tell.
Yeah, especially when he bends over and talks out of his butt. That's the dead giveaway.
Classic Mando. Am I right?
Yep. He goes to talk to the other Mando and the armorer Mando, and then they just both talk to each other out of their butts. So
And then they recreate the fight scene from Star Trek, and then Endo starts singing the theme song.
yeah, I'm disappointed. Yeah, I'm disappointed though that you didn't see it because I think there was some stuff I didn't look it up or anything, but I think there's some stuff in there that you might appreciate.
If it's
More
not
so.
pod racing, it's trash.
Well,
Oh my god, Mando goes pod racing.
I've
That happens. Oh my god. I'd be so happy.
said too much.
Yeah. Wait. So outside Mandalorian, anything else to do?
Don't just rewatching Scrubs.
Scrubs.
Scrubs. That's Scrubs.
For me, I started catching up on Blacklist because I know season 8 is coming out, and it's going to be the last season for that one. So,
You told us this last time.
Mm-hmm. And I finally got to the point where Irene caught up, and now I can start watching again. I'm like, I don't remember this, so that means
I
this
thought
is
you
where I
said
stopped.
I thought you said she blasted past you.
No, and then
Oh.
she had to stop because I'm slow at watching TV shows. Now we're all caught up together.
That's all. That's
Happy-
not all
happy
you
day.
slow at, am I right?
What are we talking about?
All right, I think that's a good enough spot for us to go ahead and shark dive into the second to last episode of Street Sharks.
I believe you're supposed to say penultimate.
Penultimate.
I'm not calling it that.
You have to.
Shark
That's
Ultimate.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Ultimate.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Dorsultimate episode, Street Sharks Season 3, Episode 26, Trojan Sharks. I'm pretty much just going to I'm just going to pull it from Wikipedia because I don't remember exactly.
Wow.
In order to track the Dino Avengers to their lairs, the Raptors cause havoc at an amusement park and ambush the Dino Avengers, where they manage to secretly place a tracking device on Stegs so they can find the Dino lair. When the Dino Avengers end up defeating and capturing a part of Bad Rap's plot to launch them to the stars in a stolen missile. The Street Sharks must rescue the Dino Avengers before the Raptors can launch their missile they are on. That's it.
Yeah, that I don't even know if I have thoughts about this show anymore. It's just like
Let's get it over with.
Just let it wash over me, and it's like taking a shower. You don't really think about taking a shower; you just kind of do it. But yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, okay, what hijinks we go? Oh, you're getting hijacking a missile. Oh no, Street Sharks are trapped, or Dino Avengers are trapped in the missile, and then Jab to the rescue. Oh, and then now I think I missed the part where they did the old switcheroo and put the Raptors inside that little missile nose thing.
Yeah,
but
I kind of missed that too.
But like, wait a minute, it seems like they just put like the wrap on the Raptors. So it's like, are they not the antagonists in the Dino Avengers show, or are they going to be trapped there forever? Or I don't know. I guess we'll find out
on next week's Street Sharks. Yeah, I really have nothing for this one. I was just like, man, what a filler. They could have just had 26 episodes and gotten rid of this one, but
maybe
thoughts,
they had to set up the Raptors to go away or something.
Yeah.
Ben, no thoughts?
Huh? Oh, I never have any. What? Oh well, I mean, I found it kind of. I think my favorite part from that episode was when they give the Raptors the old switcheroo. They're in the capsule, right? And Jab is trying to save them. He's just like, "No, we're trying to save you. Don't get hit by a missile." And then like, I can't remember. I think one of the dinosaurs goes up to him. He's like, "No, there's no more time. We gotta go." And so they all, get the hell out of there. And the missile comes and blows them all to hell. And then the happy, end music starts playing, and it's all like, "Well, you did everything you could.
Yeah.
They're dead, but you did everything you could."
For some reason, it's like, how many episodes have they done with the Dino Avengers, and yet they still do this weird thing where they're like, "Oh, I don't trust you. You don't trust us. A good thing we're here to save your tail." It's like, dude, just work together already. Like, get over this like rivalry
I don't know.
that you have.
Do you have
Yeah.
coworkers you don't like? I don't know.
Yeah,
Wait, is this
Dave,
the one that
wait.
they opened with the when they were playing pool?
Yeah.
Did you guys get that reference that they made at the very, very beginning?
I'm pretty sure there've been like 6 episodes where they open playing pool.
No. But this time they made a reference about fats.
Dinosaur Fats? No, I didn't
Yeah, so
catch that.
that's an homage to an actual pool player, a legendary pool player, Minnesota Fats, who was like really, really good at playing pool. And so I think I was like, I don't know if I was, how old was I? know 1996. I don't know if I would have gotten that. I'm like, what
Nope.
was that? Just Minnesota Fats reference?
They're
I was like,
trying to do the Disney thing where they put like adult references into stuff so that kids and adults can enjoy it.
interesting.
Well, just like there was that one reference they made to like JFK, like like a long time ago. So it's
Oh,
like,
about the grassy knoll.
yeah, I was like, I don't know, I don't think your target audience is gonna get that one.
Oh boy. All right. So this leaves us with the conclusion next week, which will be Sharkpocalypse Now. That would be season 3, episode 27. So look forward to that. Let's go ahead and jump on over to our box office rundown. This week debuting at number 1 is Honest Thief. The War with Grandpa, number 2. The Empty Man at number 3. Tenet falls to 4. The Nightmare Before Christmas re-release at number 5. Hocus Pocus, number 6. Monsters, Inc. a re-release, number 7. Number 8, After We Collided. Number 9 is Two Hearts, and the Addams Family re-release is at number 10. Wow, we have 4 movies in the top 10 that are all just the same thing from a long time ago.
Yep.
Thoughts, guys?
Well, no. I mean, there's no new movies coming out anymore, right?
Not that I know of. I think a lot of them have pushed it to next year just because of the fact that theaters probably won't be like fully open until probably March or April of next year.
Damn, that's gnarly.
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? I mean, the COVID cases have definitely gone up. On what was it? On Friday, there was a report that we had more cases in one day than all of China has had since December. Cumulative. China. So,
Well, they also had a head start. So
Yeah.
they did?
What
Yes.
do you mean?
No, I'm sorry. Oh, I thought you were trying to say, and they also had a head start. I was like, no, but we're beating them. That's not good.
We're losing, and we had a head start. We're losing COVID.
It's definitely not a contest you want to be winning. We're the best. We're number 1. No,
America
China number 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an election year. We're gonna have elections. Will be complete. I want to say completed on Tuesday, but who knows with this stuff. So if this is out before, please vote, people. Whoever you vote for, just vote. Whatever. All right, that's our PSA piece. All right. Any other thoughts on box office rundown? If not, we're just gonna go ahead and move over to Ben's choice for the thing. All right, let's do it. All right, Ben, Tell us about the thing.
Join your station mates in a multiplayer game of teamwork and
I knew
betrayal.
it.
Play online or local Wi-Fi, PC, or mobile devices with 4 to 10 players as you attempt to hold your research station together and return back to civilization. But beware, as there may be an alien imposter in your camp. Whenever one or more of your teammates has been replaced by a parasitic shapeshifter. Their goal is to eliminate the rest of the team before the spring arrives and the rescue team takes you all home. The imposter will sabotage the station, sneak through vents, deceive, and frame others to remain anonymous and kill off the team. While everyone is fixing up the station, no one can talk to maintain anonymity. Once a body is reported, the surviving crew will openly debate who they think the imposter is. The imposter's goal is to pretend that they are a member of the crew. If the imposter is not voted off, everyone goes back to maintaining the station until another body is found. If the imposter is voted off, the crew wins. Who will win? The thing. It's the thing.
Stu, I know that you said that you knew he was going to do that. Well, how did you know that he was going to do that?
Because it's
easy.
Ben. Ben,
I
like,
thought
why
he
would...
was gonna. I thought he was gonna do the review for the 2002 The Thing.
No, because that wouldn't be that. He doesn't like that one. So,
Yeah, that one's trash.
and also I was thinking about it earlier. I was like, this must be where the guys, the Among Us guys, got the idea for the game or something. So that's how I know David.
Yeah, David.
Because he's predictable.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
excellent.
As the
Stu.
day is long, he is predictable.
All right, Stu. We'll start with you. Thoughts on The Thing?
Oh boy, this is one of my favorite sci-fi horror movies. Uh, Probably, I would say it might even be up there, maybe even more so than Alien, the first one.
Damn.
Just because the like the everything about like the I don't know I don't want to call it monsters, but the alien thing, everything about the thing is just like it's like iconic. It's got that what's his name? The shit. The fuck. What do they? It was in Rick and Morty. The
Cronenberg.
Cronenberg's?
Cronenberg. Yeah. The like his whole like his very iconic puppeteering or monster creation. So very iconic. And then also just like I don't know, just the setting and the kind of like who done it kind of vibe it has. Like I always like who done it movies. Um, so yeah, it was just a good time, good sci-fi horror movie. Um, and yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. Ben, what made you choose this version of The Thing versus the most recent one?
Well, the most recent version of the thing is actually a prequel to this movie, so that probably would not have jived too well. um, Also, I mean, this movie, is by definition a cult classic. It has a pretty profound effect on cinema and just reviews in general. When this movie first came out, it bombed, like both financially in the box office and by critics. I think when it first came out, the general consensus was that this movie was trash, like by all reviewers. And this actually caused John Carpenter to become a little depressed, and he took that, really hard. Uh, Now, after it made its rounds on like VHS, DVD, it got like a cult following and actual, there were some reviews that were rescinded and put back because of how good they realized this movie was. So it's interesting to see how something was not really ready for its time and is now like one of the best sci-fi horror films of all time. It had it all. It had like a very creepy atmosphere. It had a lot of suspense. It had some comedic moments too, and an amazing soundtrack, and this really great setting. They're in Antarctica, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're in Antarctica, and it's just so desolate and so terrifying that it's not only that the thing is working against you, you're also working against your environment, and it's something that isn't so far out there. It's not like space. It, um it's not something supernatural. It's just the environment that's out there to kill you. So you have all these factors that are playing against the crew members, that are driving them slowly insane. And I feel that all of their reactions, I don't think any of them really had, oh my God, why would you do that moment? It's not, I feel like I always have that kind of reaction towards horror movies, or, most recent horror movies, whenever you as an audience member are sitting there thinking, why the hell would you would you do that? That's such a stupid thing to do. That's why you got yourself killed. But no, I mean, each of these crew members acted rationally and humanly. It is something that you can kind of relate to, and you kind of feel this anger and frustration that they're all feeling, not knowing what is going on. Like, you can try to piece together, wait, which one is actually the thing, which one is an imitation. And honestly, I've seen this like 5 or 6 times, and there were some people that I completely forgot, or there were just some people that they kind of hint towards, yeah, this person got infected, but I was dead wrong in some cases. I'm like, oh, I totally forgot that person was human or something. So it's definitely still a really, really good movie. And I think all the, like what Stu was saying, all the special effects that happen throughout the movie, they're all very I think there was maybe one CGI shot in the whole movie, and that was the beginning with that spaceship. I think
Wait. You're telling me that they didn't get a spaceship
that.
in low orbit and crash it into Antarctica?
Well, in the director's cut. But yeah, I do like how everything is everything is done with practical effects, with puppeteering, with just controlled explosions. I don't like it when a lot of movies that deal with this sci-fi nature kind of tends to go with a CGI aesthetic, where the actors are kind of forced to react to something that isn't there. Whereas in this one, it's really easy for an actor to kind of interact with something in the environment if it's actually crawling on the floor, or
Yeah.
eating your friend alive. It's like, oh God, this is horrifying, or I know where exactly to look.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's just so many things going for this movie, and I can go on and on, but I mean, this is the easy 10 out of 10.
What about for you, Stu? Like, what's stand out for you that makes this one so special?
I think I like I think my favorite part of the movie is the combination of the kind of the who done it kind of mystery with the sci-fi horror of the parasite alien thing, with that being like what they're trying to find out. Like my favorite scene, part of the movie is when McCready's got everyone in the room and he's going to start doing their test and he's got the wire, the copper wire, and the torch.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts doing the test, and that's probably like my favorite part of the movie. Um, just cause like the suspense. Like if you never seen it and you don't know like who's it gonna be, or maybe you think it's like a bogus test, and then all of a sudden, whoop, the that one guy's blood explodes into a alien parasite. So I think that was my favorite part, and it's hard. I didn't know this. I didn't know it was such a like a failure when it first released. Like, because I'm just thinking like, what are you guys back? What are you doing, 1980s? Like that the movie was awesome. Like I've seen your other movies, 80s, and this movie is a lot better than some of them. So.
Yeah, actually, when we were watching the movie, Letty, this is her fourth time watching it, and when they were doing the blood test, she actually told me that I know that one of their blood samples is gonna pop up, and I'm probably still gonna get scared. And then when it happened, she did jump.
Oh, Palmer.
Palmer, that's who it was.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 for me also.
I think for me, this movie it aged incredibly well. Kind of like what Ben was talking about, where there's instead of like focusing on computer generated, they literally went out and had to hand design all of the sets and all the tentacles and all the weird stuff, and it, everything was so moist. It looked like the entire movie.
100%
Um,
moist.
yeah, and so I think that it's kind of like lines up with the films of that time, but I definitely agree with the both of you. I mean, it definitely is a standout film, and it definitely impacts how a lot of movies are done, and it's extremely well done. I guess they part of the reason why it wasn't received as well is they were looking for aliens and extraterrestrials at that time were kind of romanticized, right? E.T. the extraterrestrial, that one's the um oh crap, Steven Spielberg movie. That and that one tended to do a little bit better, and then all of a sudden the thing is where it's just this antagonistic, like trying to take over the world kind of narrative. I guess people in the 80s were just not ready for that type of uh, that kind of thing. So I was reading some of the stuff, the reviews from there, and that really colored some people's just reception of the movie. But yeah, just to button this one up, the budget was 15 million, and they only were able to bring in 19.6.
Jeez.
So yeah, in terms of and that's 15 million dollars in 1980 money. That's a lot. So, but yeah, I think that they really did a good job. I kind of want to see the 2011 just to see what they. I'm pretty sure I'd probably be very disappointed. Ben, have you seen it?
Uh, to be honest, I think I've seen all the clips there that are available on YouTube, and
And
I
you're
just
like, I've seen enough. I'm good.
I pieced it together.
I think I know enough.
But it is really interesting because it is a prequel to the events that happened to this movie. It I think it all takes place with the
Yeah.
Norwegian research camp, and
Oh,
yeah, so a lot of the things that happen or when they're going through their camp, they actually, I will give them this. They tried to recreate everything that happened there. So, like, even with that small amount of time that they're going through the Norwegian research camp, like, if you see like a hole in the wall, they tried to explain how that hole came to be. Or,
dang.
I think there was an axe on a door and they explained why that axe was there. And of course, that charred body that they first find, they
Mm-hmm.
of course, give a good explanation into how that got there and even tried to recreate how it looked as much as possible. So it had that going for it.
I wonder if it got all the way up to the two remaining guys that were in the plane in the
Oh,
helicopter,
yeah.
following the dog.
Why would they shoot a dog? Of course, we're going
I
to
don't know.
kill
You'll
him.
have to watch the movie to find out. For me, he's 10 out of 10. I mean, there's like it just the amount of commitment that had to have gone into this movie just to be able to get it to where it's at. I mean, the I don't know which one was more entertaining, some of the alien stuff, or if it was the people versus the people kind of thing. And I liked how like McReady was targeting Childs the entire time. The Childs shows up, and he goes, "It's not me." And that iconic scene that you were talking about, Stu, with the testing of the wire and stuff like that.
Right.
Um, I think it's man, it. I for some reason I kept expecting for it to kind of like look like that stop motion type of film, but
Like
it
puppeteering.
wasn't. It was just like, nope, we're gonna go for it, full shot, regular film. Um, and that dog scene at the very beginning, holy moly!
Oh man,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
doggos.
I
I
know.
know.
I felt for what's his name for Clark when
Yeah, the guy who had.
McCready shot the dog. He's like, no, and he
Yep.
just
I
fucking
know.
tackles him.
Uh-huh.
I really
I
feel
mean,
for
but I
that.
think it's kind of like they set the scene that like Ben was talking about, which is, you're not just battling this thing, you're also battling the elements, and you're also battling this each other, right? Because it's like it's not this thing where it's kind of like the body snatchers where it just like takes over your body. It's more along the lines of like it makes you think that other people are it, and if you don't take care of this correct, the only thing that I had a gripe with is just like how did he think to like do the blood thing in the first place, right? Where
Well,
did
I
he get
mean,
that idea?
well, I mean that came from a doctor, right? The first idea to
Mm-hmm.
mix the blood. I mean that because they were just taking wild pot shots and wild guesses, so
Who
that
was
was the
where and what was what?
yeah. So I mean that one didn't pan out because they got sabotaged because someone was obviously the
All
thing.
right, crew meeting.
Yeah, pretty much. And then
Burp.
afterwards,
Blood's
I
been
think
missing.
yeah.
Who did it? It's Ben. It's always Ben. Ben's always the imposter.
I vote Ben.
I also vote
Wait,
Ben.
wait.
And Ben's gone. All right, that's how we do.
That's
I
how
should
we
probably-
play Among Us.
Yeah, I know. I just mute him and he can't do anything about
Hey.
it. I had something really intelligent to say, and I completely forgot it. So I already talked about. Yeah.
I
What?
just realized I made an error before, which I never knew this, but because I always assumed it was the case. But the David Cronenberg, the guy, the Cronenberg guy, didn't actually work on this movie, which is weird because they seem so similar to the other stuff he did.
Well, maybe they are impacted by the same book, right? It's the adaptation from The Thing from Another World. I'm sure it's probably very similar.
I don't know, but yeah, that's a error on my part. But wow, I always assumed it was him, but I just looked it up, and it's not even his name is nowhere near this movie. So
He's like, actually, it's an abomination
yeah,
to my creations and all.
all
Whatever.
those puppets are not wet enough, or something.
More moisture,
Yeah.
moisture.
Um. So did you guys? So I read this or watched this one. Actually, it was I think it was a couple like theories about what happens in the movie.
Mhm.
So I was gonna ask you guys what you thought about the end, um, where it's McCready and Childs, are the last ones there. Um,
Um,
and I've seen. I tried to watch very closely this time to see if I
yeah.
could kind of see it, and I'm kind of still not on the fence. It's still not definitive, but they were saying that McCready is actually the only one alive, and Childs is actually infected, because there are scenes where like they're out there, you see McCready, you can see his breath normally, but when that pans over to Childs, you don't really see his breath, like he's not breathing.
Hmm.
So
That
I've read I've read on that theory, and I was actually looking at that, trying to pay close attention to that too, and there are definitely scenes where they pan in and out between McCready and Childs, and you can't really see Child's breath, but then I think it's either the last shot of Childs or the second last shot where he is asking what we do now, and it's like, I'm not sure, and then he takes a, child, you do see Child's breath in that scene, so I'm not too sure about it because that
look,
was at the very end. So you can argue that, oh, he's done finished assimilating, so he's perfect now, because they spent a lot of time explaining that it takes time for the thing to actually perfectly manipulate and not manipulate,
Oh,
but
so he was in
perfectly copy
the
cells.
process of being transformed.
Yeah,
right?
maybe, but at the same time, I'm not sure because I mean, at that point, if there's only one thing left and it's just McCready, wouldn't the thing just kill him right there? There's no other reason not to at that point, right?
Well, I don't know because I think McCready did he still have the flamethrower on him?
I
He's
don't
probably
think
still
so.
wearing it.
I don't think so. No, he was
No.
just like he was limping around, and all he had on him was his alcohol.
Oh. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe that I don't know. I can't get inside the mind of an alien parasite, but maybe it's still like wasn't it was still thought he was like a threat and would do something to, like to stop him or something.
Yeah,
Um,
or maybe to see if there's like another way out or something. But see,
right.
that's what I like about this. There's so many different avenues that you can go down,
So
and
much
they all
mystery
seem,
at the end.
yeah, they all seem correct.
I even read one that was saying that McCready actually knows that Childs is infected, and he actually is um, like handing him like the bottle of alcohol is not actually alcohol or something. But I don't know how plausible that one is because I don't think there was no indication that like poison kills the alien. So
Yeah.
McCready is just racist. He just always thinks it's child.
Wow.
yeah, Childs is to McCready as Ben is to us when we play Among Us.
Wait.
He's always the imposter.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
man.
still not convinced as to what happens at the end, but
Yeah. Let's
that's
just
part
sit
of the
around
magic
and
of the
wait.
movie.
Um, but yeah, I think this is what makes a really great movie is just like it gives you a lot of different things to think about and gives you a chance to be able to analyze some stuff, and then you can come up with your own theories and still enjoy the movie in general. I talked about my favorite part of the movie. We'll start with you, Ben. What was your favorite part?
So one of my favorite, I do really like all of the different animatronics and different puppets that they use to portray the thing, right? There's just so many fucking different models they had to make, and they're all not just humanoid, right? They're just these monstrous blobs that have some semblance of a human or a dog or something, and they're all really creative, right? But even with that, I think my favorite scene would have to be the scene where they finished testing everyone, and the last guy says, boys, after they've been harping on this dude forever, thinking that he was definitely infected, but he wasn't. And he just, gives this speech saying, boys, I know you've had a rough night, but if you ever have any time, can you fucking untie me from this fucking chair? I think that was a great comedic relief in an otherwise very bleak and very stressful movie.
What about you, Stu?
I told you my favorite part was the whole scene where it's like, okay, McCready's got everyone in the room. It's time to start testing blood.
Yeah.
Um, it was that part.
If you were in that situation, what would you have done, Stu?
The same thing I do in Among Us: cast aspersions on someone else.
Oh
I don't know. I saw Ben crawling around the vents.
man. I'm looking to see if it's moist. If it's moist over here.
Guys, how do you get into these vents? I saw Ben do it earlier.
There are definitely there are some people who play that game so much that they know everything, and I'm just like, man, I don't know if I have that kind of dedication to be able to play Among Us that much to be able to know every task that's on every level, um, to be able to get it. But I guess that's what makes you a pro, and I'm not a pro.
Well, I'm not a pro.
Yeah, I was just
So
like,
just
well,
me
I was
then.
I was
Okay.
following Stu, and I'm not dead, and he's not dead, so I don't know. Whoever found the body's usually it. Self-report by Ben.
Whoever reports, yeah.
Um, so guys, any other thoughts on this one before we wrap this one up?
I like how they call McCready Mac throughout the
Yeah.
beginning of the movie, and Mac was
McDonald.
constantly, yeah, well, he was constantly calling the Norwegians Swedes. And all I could think about was, I'm a Swedish plumber and I'm looking for pipes. Fucking serious.
Yeah, I think shit, what was I gonna say? Something about Mac, McCready. Uh I lost. Oh no.
Uh,
Yeah, it made me I do want to go back and watch the prequel they made just because I want to see the end scene. But so
Oh,
yeah, I've been meaning to watch that.
just to see how it leads up into the thing.
Yeah. I mean I know how it leads up, but I just want to
Yeah,
see it
yeah.
again.
That perfect
Also,
like
R.I.P.
transition.
Chess machine.
cheating bitch.
So good.
Like probably a half hour later, he's like, shit, I know I got nothing to do.
Dude, I guess I got to try and fix this thing. Screw it. What a waste of scotch, though. But if that's it, that'll do it for this week's episode. Let's talk about the movie for this week. It's supposed to be the Halloween episode. Guys, did we figure out a movie we wanted to watch for Halloween for next week?
I don't think we did.
Scary Movie 2. It is.
No.
I'm just kidding. We'll each throw out a option, and then we'll vote between the three of us. So it's been a while since I've seen the 1978 Halloween, and I think that would be appropriate because of the name. But that's my choice. What about you two, Stu?
Shit.
Stu, you knew this was coming.
No, I didn't. I thought we were skipping this because obviously it's not Halloween anymore. What was that, David? You made noise.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
that it's not Halloween.
I'm voting for Halloween.
And I'm voting for. Wait, what do you vote for, Stu?
Halloween.
Well, I guess that takes it then, right?
But we still want to know what you're going to vote for, Ben.
Yeah, your vote still matters. Just teaching you the importance of voting.
Okay, I vote for Scary Movie 3.
See, there you go. You
All
got
right.
to vote.
Well,
you're part of the process.
Yeah, and even though it didn't
Okay.
matter, because Ben figured out that
Even though your vote didn't count, it actually is counted by the representative.
Oh, actually, no. I would like to change. I'm changing my vote to one cut.
Nope, you already submitted it.
And now we're in a deadlock again.
Okay.
I demand a recount.
Okay.
One
I'll
for
vote
each.
one,
No, I'm
one
just kidding.
cut
All right,
ahead.
so it'll be Halloween for a Halloween episode. But yeah. So don't forget to follow us on all of our social media. You can find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, Google, and Apple Podcasts, as well on Twitch. Make sure that follow button and that bell icon. We are on the road to 50. We are so close. So when you guys get there, I'll be streaming Dead Space 2. So as always, I have been your host, David.
I'm Stuart.
And Ben.
Guys, stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't forget to tip your Reiki Masters, and we will see you guys on the next one. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.